Today, 2 notable speakers at UNF and a chili cook-off on campus. That's all coming up right here on Spinnaker News. Hello Ospreys, I'm Taylor Johnson. You're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television. Carl Bernstein, a famed journalist, came to UNF Friday night to speak on the current state of American journalism and politics. His lecture was packed out. He spoke of his personal life, journalists in our society, and the Watergate scandal. At the end of his lecture, Bernstein delivered one last message. According to Bernstein, journalism is essentially about the best obtainable version of the truth, and that the system can be fixed if the younger generation works for the common good. Chris Fisher, the first person to ever tag and track fully grown great white sharks, spoke on November 6th to a sold-out audience of over 700 people about ocean life conservation. He sat down with the Spinnaker to talk about what his organization called O-Search has done.
Yeah, we were the first people that were ever able to capture these live, mature white sharks and other species and tag them and release them alive. The fish were so big in the past that the scientists only got the odd dead one and they could cut it open and learn from it, but that didn't help them identify breeding sites or birthing sites or these full multi-year migrations that we needed to understand to help manage them back.
Fisher said he remains optimistic that his and other researchers' efforts will be able to prevent the extinction of the world's sharks and preserve the ocean's ecosystems for generations to come. On November 6th at the Student Union Amphitheater, the Delta Upsilon fraternity hosted a chili cook-off. The event was to support DU's Global Service Initiative, which helps build schools in needy areas in Jamaica and work with the poor in Washington, D.C. 6 sororities were out competing in the cook-off to help raise money. The cook-off was a part of DU's Got It Week, which benefits the American Cancer Society. All right, Ospreys, it's time to see if this cold weather will last for the rest of the day. Let's toss it over to Alex Krotz.
Good morning and happy Monday, Ospreys. I hope your weekend was nice and relaxing. I'm Alex Krotz here with your Spinnaker weather update. We're starting off this morning with some cooler and possibly even rainy weather, UNF. As you can currently see, it is partly cloudy and we will be only reaching a high near 73 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. Expect it to be rather windy today as well because north winds are pushing through at 10 to 14 miles per hour. As for tonight, it should clear up and get down to a chilly 56 degrees. So bundle up if you're headed out to watch or play some intramural games tonight. And tomorrow, expect the weather to clear up quite nicely for our Veterans Day. For our surfers, there is a moderate risk of rip currents today. So if you're thinking about checking out the surf, remember, waves are a choppy 3 to 4 feet with some semi-clean faces. That's it for today's weather update. Now let's take a look at your 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Alex. Some UNF sports were in action this weekend, but to find the outcome, let's toss it over to Alex Scatlin.
Good morning, Ospreys. I'm Alex Scatlin. Here's your Spinnaker Sports Report. We start with the volleyball team as they lost to Lipscomb 3-2. After dropping the first set, North Florida would surge back to take the next 2 sets. Despite having momentum on their side, the Ospreys dropped the next set. The final set was a hard-fought one, with the Ospreys falling 15-13. The Ospreys would get back to winning ways the next day with a 3-1 win over Northern Kentucky. UNF came out on fire. They took the first set 25-16. A slow start caused the Ospreys to drop the second set, but the team fought back to win the third set. The fourth set was a hard-fought one with 11 ties and 7 lead changes, but the team would ultimately prevail. UNF's regular season comes to an end with matches against Florida Gulf Coast on Friday and Stetson on Saturday. Over on the pitch, the men's soccer team had a successful senior night with a 4-0 win over Northern Kentucky. Here's one of those goals from sophomore Simon Solstead as he heads it into the back of the net. The men are back in action this Wednesday with a match against USC Upstate in the A-Sun tournament. That's it for your sports report. Back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Alex. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News. But for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check out unfspinnaker.com. You can also like the Spinnaker on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Alex Kratz and Alex Gatlin, I'm Taylor Johnson. Have a great day, UNF.